Today, we're going to talk about something I think pretty much everyone has felt, that feeling of being completely drained even when you haven't done much at all. We're diving into cognitive overload and the very real costs that come with it.
Okay, so picture this. You get a full night's sleep. We're talking a solid 8 hours. You did everything right. You even took a rest day, No gym, no major chores, no heavy lifting.
And yet, by dinner time, you are just completely wiped. Not sore, not physically tired, but your brain just feels fried.
So what's the deal? Why does a day of doing nothing sometimes feel more exhausting than a day of actual physical work? Well, the answer isn't about being lazy. It's about something way more interesting happening inside our heads.
All right, so the first thing we got to get our heads around is that mental fatigue and physical fatigue are two totally different animals.
Physical fatigue is pretty simple, right? You use your muscles, they get tired, they need to recover. Makes sense. But mental fatigue? That comes from all the invisible work your brain is doing, 24/7. Thinking, deciding, analyzing, worrying, it all adds up.
And get this is wild. Your brain, which only makes up about 2% of your body weight, gobbles up a massive 20% of your body's total energy. It's always on, always running, even when you're just sitting on the couch.
But here's the kicker. It's not just the big, important thinking that wears us down. It's the thousands of tiny, seemingly insignificant choices we have to make every single day.
There's actually a name for this: decision fatigue. You can think of your mental energy like a phone battery. Every single choice you make, no matter how small, drains a little bit of that power.
I mean, just think about it for a second. What should I wear? What should I text back? Should I post this picture? Wait, did they take my email the wrong way? Should I check my notifications? Again, each one is a tiny little energy withdrawal, and after hundreds of them, your account is empty.
But wait, there's more. Beyond the constant decisions, there's another hidden energy hog that's running silently in the background of your mind.
This is probably the best way I've ever heard it described. Your mind is like a web browser. You might be focused on one tab right in front of you, but behind it there are 20 other tabs open, all running, all using up memory and slowing the whole system down.
So, what are these mental tabs? Oh, you know them. It's that unresolved argument with a friend. It's worrying about that big meeting next week. It's scrolling through social media and comparing your life to everyone else's. Even when you're not actively thinking about this stuff, your brain is still tracking it, and that background process is exhausting.
So this leads to a really big question. If the problem is mental exhaustion, why doesn't a good 8 hours of sleep just fix it?
It's because your brain doesn't just need to be unconscious. It needs true cognitive rest, and that means giving it a break from constant input. It means making fewer decisions, getting some closure on those open loops, and just having some quiet, predictable moments in your day.
And this right here is probably the most important takeaway. Lying in bed scrolling on your phone is not rest. It's the opposite of rest. It's more information, more decisions, more emotional reactions. You're basically asking your tired brain to run another marathon right before you want it to shut down.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem, and it can feel a little overwhelming, I know. But the good news is, taking back control of your mental energy is totally doable. You don't need some huge life makeover. It's all about small, smart changes.
Here are 4 super practical strategies. Number 1, cut down on those micro decisions. Simple things like planning your outfits for the week or eating the same breakfast every day. It sounds boring, but it saves so much brain power. 2, take intentional breaks from your phone. Even 15 minutes of being unreachable can feel like a vacation for your brain. 3, close those mental tabs. The simplest way? Write down what's worrying you. Seriously, it signals to your brain that the thought is captured, and it can stop running that background program. And finally, number 4, schedule some time for actual stillness. No podcasts, no music, no TV, just quiet. It's where your brain actually gets to reboot. So, I want to leave you with this idea. The next time you feel that deep mental exhaustion, please don't mistake it for laziness. It's not a character flaw. It's a sign that your brain has been working incredibly hard, processing a world that is throwing way too much at it. Your exhaustion is a measure of processing, not a lack of trying.
And with that, I'll leave you with a question to think about. Just one. What's the one open tab, that one nagging worry, that one unfinished task that you could take one small step toward closing today?